Hey fellow foodies, welcome back to the Jalen Blader Foodie Network. We're gonna whip up something pretty tasty. I'm gonna head over to the Oregon coast for the weekend and I'm gonna smoke up a pork butt, basically make up some carnitas so we can have some pulled pork sandwiches. We'll maybe make some tacos, burritos, some nachos over there. So for those of you who have seen my bacon curing recipe, my approach with carnitas is pretty similar. So once again, in an effort to keep Jack away from the food, we'll see how it goes. Basically picked up a pork butt, about 7.5 pounds. So, come here, baby. What we're gonna do is we're gonna mix up the rub in here. I'll walk you through that, and then we're gonna coat it. We're gonna wrap it and cover it in cellophane, let it kind of cure and soak those spices in overnight, and then we'll start smoking it in the morning and basically let it smoke slow and low and let it go pretty much all day. So the primary modification between my pork butt and my bacon is I use only the Himalayan pink salt and the Habanero sea salt. A little bit higher ratio of the Habanero sea salt because the meat mass is a little bit more expanded, and I'm not worried about the spices getting, or the meat getting too spicy. All right, sweetie. You're gonna need to lay down. All right, let's see if we can make this happen. So we're gonna start out with a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. We'll mix up the spices in here, and then just like I like to do with my bacon, the whiskey maplewood bacon, we're gonna coat the pork butt with some tequila before we let the spices begin to soak in. So 1/2 cup brown sugar. Don't need nearly as much of the overall spice mixture as we put together when we were making up the bacon cure. And then we're going to go with 2 tablespoons of each of the Himalayan pink salt and the Habanero heat sea salt. 1. I love this Habanero sea salt. A couple different kinds out there. I've tried them both. Both of them are good. I'm sure there are even more. And then we're going to go with a teaspoon of pepper. Teaspoon of onion powder. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And then a 1/4 teaspoon each of paprika and cumin. And I did need 2 tablespoons of celery salt also. Quarter teaspoon paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, Try not to put anything on the counter because Mr. Jack here decides to run all over the counters, and so if anything's gonna touch the counter, I sterilize first. All right. So we're done with all the measuring. I'm gonna go ahead and pour the tequila into the bigger bowl. Then we will mix up the dry ingredients, coat the pork butt, and then pour the dry ingredients on and just completely make sure that thing gets covered. All right. It's being pretty good. We'll see how good he is after I open up the meat. You stay where you are. All right. We're just gonna, just like we did with the bacon, we're just gonna let that just totally just coat on there. And then I've also got we've got a salt pat prime rib recipe that I'll end up posting at some point, and pretty similar approach. Just kind of get the wetting those dry ingredients just all over this thing. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Get some of those dry ingredients down towards the bottom. All right, there you have it. I'm gonna pack this away into a Ziploc bag and try and pull most of the air out of it, put it in the fridge overnight, and we'll see you at the smoker in the morning. Cheers. So we've got our pork butt in the bag. In order to make tequila, lime, carnitas, I almost forgot the lime. So what we're gonna do, just slice this in half. I'm gonna squeeze the entire lemon in, and then I'm gonna slice it up into a little bit smaller chunks and keep that away from it at the same time. Get back, baby. No. Just get that whole thing in there. Once I got it squeezed in there, literally just going to place the whole thing in there. All right, and then we'll put this in the refrigerator overnight, and we will get it on the smoker in the morning, and it is going to be fantastic. There you go. Hey guys, we're back. We got the carnitas been in the fridge all night with the fresh lime spices. We're gonna get it onto one of the racks that go onto the smoker. By the way, happy Juneteenth. Hopefully everybody gets an opportunity today to spend a little time reflecting on just exactly how we as a human race got to the point of thinking we were entitled to enslave any other member of the human race. And that's pretty freaking despicable as far as I'm concerned. So let's just, as a society, get to a point where we never go there again. I really wish people would stop thinking about whether it's political or religious or racial labels. Let's forget all the labels and let's just be a member of the human race. And in doing so, let's make up some fantastic carnitas. So I've got in my vertical smoker, there is a water tray that kind of acts as an insulating barrier. So I've already got some water in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and put all the juices, including the lime, in that. And I'm gonna baste this a couple times throughout the day, because really what I'm looking for on the smoker is I'm just really looking to get a nice bark on this pork butt. And then I'll typically finish mine off and serve them in the crock pot anyway. So I'm gonna stick the lime down in the water. I'll have to check that throughout the day. And like I said, I'll pull out the baster. So we're gonna put the insulating rack down a level and try and keep Jack from making messes. And let's get this on the smoker. Hey guys, it's a beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. I've had this pork butt on the smoker initially at 250 until I got it up to about 140 degrees internal temp, and then I lowered it down to the smoke setting. But I'm gonna show you this part selfie style. So it is looking fantastic. I've been bathing it in the lime and other juices that are in the tray down there. So we're gonna pull this off. I'm gonna shred it up in the crock pot. Hey guys, welcome back to the Jalen Blader Foodie Network. We've got the carnitas off the smoker. So just to kind of give you some background there, I had it at 250 for about 4 hours. Raised it to about a temp of 130, 135-ish. Turned the smoker down to smoke level. Raised the temperature up to about 160. Pulled it off the smoker. I'm gonna add a little bit of 100% pressed Honeycrisp apple juice into my crock pot. And I'm going to just shred the carnitas. I'm just gonna barely fill the bottom. Just gives it a little bit of that sweet and tanginess. I'll lift this up, put it right into the crock pot. Probably just end up using a combination of these claws plus forks. Had a little bit of a taste of this, and oh my gosh, it is fantastic. The tanginess of that outside layer just got a nice bit of bark on there. Oh my gosh. That is just fantastic. So I'm gonna shred this up. I'm gonna put together some tacos, carnitas tacos for tonight. We'll pick this up in a bit. All right, y'all. We've got this carnitas all done up. I've had it in the crock pot now for a couple hours. So not for the faint of heart. This was essentially about a 12-hour project. I got some tortillas with some cheese melting on the flat iron. I got the carnitas all separated. It's been in the applesauce lime mixture for, like I said, a couple hours now. So there's lots of things that you can do with this. So I love making a Verde enchilada, which I'll try and save a little bit of this. If not, I'll do another batch. But it makes a great Verde enchilada. I make some pulled pork sandwiches with the Sriracha BBQ sauce with these. We'll actually do that probably this weekend at the coast. Do some tamales in a red sauce, which are fantastic. But I'm gonna make up some tacos right now. So I got 3 going on the flat iron. So I love to melt the cheese right on the white corn tortillas. Gonna put some of the generous amount of the carnitas on these. Add some onion, cilantro, some pico. I've got some shredded radish. We'll add just a little bit of that. Just love the added flavor that brings to it. Got some avocado here also. So I've got some red onion on there. This one's a little bit lean. So this carnitas, you can see, I'll get the camera down here. So you can see with the carnitas, you got nice bits of the bark and the spices on there, and then yet when you put it in the crock pot for a bit in that apple sauce, or excuse me, apple juice, just adds a little sweetness to it. So it just works so well with so many different things. So red onion on there, just add a little bit of the shredded radish. Not that much per taco. A little bit of avocado. Gonna add a little drizzle of the barbecue sauce to finish these off, which is so good. Get a little cilantro on the top. So this is that roasted verde. So you get a little bit of the roasted verde with the barbecue sauce on there, and the flavors just mix so nicely. A little pico. Just a little drizzle of this Sriracha barbecue. I love this stuff. I like that. A little cilantro on top. There you have it. Carnitas tacos. They're the bomb. Cheers.